welcome to the partners and to the media who are here. I want to encourage you all to cover the story as it unfolds. We still have earthquake going on in Puerto Rico. The aftermath of the big earthquake is still unfolding. Governor Cuomo just left today in a mission to Puerto Rico, and there will be much more activity going on. So I want you to stay tuned to cover this story and to make our communities aware of what's going on in Puerto Rico.
I want to talk a little bit about Estoy con Puerto Rico, which is the fund that we are going to reactivate. During Maria, we established it a few days after Hurricane Maria. Our fiscal conduit is and will continue to be Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of New York. With that partnership, with the umbrella of Comité Noviembre's coalition and other business partners, we began Estoy con Puerto Rico. Synopsis highlights of it: we covered about 50% of the island, 38 out of 78 towns. We raised about over $500,000, over $500,000, and it went directly to the people of Puerto Rico. We're going directly to the nonprofits in Puerto Rico that are calling us already. We already have an established network. This is not, a 1 or 2 day story or 1 or 2 day event. This is gonna be part of Puerto Rico. Maria, we thought it was gonna take at least 10 years. This is adding to that recovery, this rebuilding of Puerto Rico. This has set us back so much. Well, we learned from our experience. So the best thing that we would do is to raise the money and give it directly to, we will buy the items that are needed in Puerto Rico to boost the economy and create jobs at the same time. There is a process of how we give this money. We're very transparent. So the nonprofit has to give us their certificate of their 501c3 certificate, their nonprofit designation letter. They have to give us a report at the end of they have to give us a report of what they did with the money and how many people were affected in what areas. I have to say that for Maria, we gave to 96 organizations and small businesses and micro enterprises. And we received a report from every single organization and business that we gave donations to. What they did with that money was incredible. How many people they were able to reach was outstanding. So that's the same premise that we're working with. We want to tell all New Yorkers to please support Puerto Rico. They're going to need our help more than ever. This is a long-term battle, and that's what we're encouraging. Even if it's $1, even if it's whatever it is, whatever one person can give, that would be great.
We are with the people of Puerto Rico. We are very proud to work again with Comité Noviembre. I have seen the work that Comité Noviembre does concretely in the various communities. We're very pleased to accept donations, to pass them on to Comité Noviembre. And we've also worked with Charities of Puerto Rico and the New York Foundling with their programs for children. And we think about the suffering of the people of Puerto Rico. We pray for them. And we work to make sure that we can help the recovery that is there.
We are planning humanitarian trips to Puerto Rico. At this point, we're looking to go at the end of January, the beginning of February. We're asking volunteers. It's at their own cost. And we've done that work. And it's been amazing. The progress that we did during the 2 years that we went out there, and now we have to go back because a lot of the work that we did put in is now we have to do it all over again.
There are some things that are more needed than others, right? For example, so we need cots, tents, camping tents, sleeping bags, and sheets, and everything that has to do with bedding outside your home. That's sort of the growing demand. Although there are in Puerto Rico, and we can always receive, financial donations to Comité Noviembre, there are also a list of local places where you can actually bring physical objects that will be sent to Puerto Rico. Diáspora por Puerto Rico and Elizabeth put together places where you can bring those in-kind donations, and we will publish that list in our newsletter coming out today, as much as we will publish all the list of organizations that we have identified working hand in hand in Puerto Rico. Again, this goes directly to those organizations.
Does anyone have family members in Puerto Rico right now? They can tell us, how they're doing and.
Yes, the people from Guayanilla, this man here, I'm sorry.
Luis Baez.
Luis Baez.
My name is Luis Baez. I'm the president of Encuentro Guayanillense. My hometown Guayanilla is devastated. I called my brother and he was crying because he said, I thought he was going to die. And people, this is very sorry because people, they had dreamed for the whole life and they lost it in one day. And we need help. People are sleeping outside in parks. My brother, he's sleeping in his car outside. They got a place there where they got El Castillo del Niño, the children castle. Those are the people they get together, and they got the doctors, they got everything in there. They're sleeping in cats on the floor with a blanket. So we need a lot of help. Anything that we can get, we need it. As a Puerto Rican, we always united. Like the people in Puerto Rico, they united. Everybody's helping out all the south part of Puerto Rico. And we as Puerto Rican, we have to stand by those people and help them. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Teniendo en cuenta lo que ocurrió con el huracán María y la ayuda federal, ¿cómo consideran y cómo califican la reacción de las autoridades federales frente a esta incidente?
The reality is that Puerto Rico has received, appropriated by Congress over, $43 billion, of which only a small fraction of those have been dispersed to Puerto Rico. We still have pending about $10 million from HUD, from CBGDR monies, and another $8 billion from FEMA for mitigation purposes and long-term reconstruction of the infrastructure in Puerto Rico. That funding is entangled in a political and bureaucratic situation where the federal government, the Trump administration, is asking for more controls at the local level. I can go on for the instances of corruption that has occurred in Puerto Rico. I will say that that a good portion of those arrests that have been made by the FBI correspond to federal, federal public servants as opposed to local public servants, though there are people in the private sector there that have been arrested, and the Secretary of Education. So there is some legitimacy to the claim, but however, why is it taking so long in the midst of these tragedies that we are enduring and all the delay since after Hurricane Maria is a question that many Puerto Ricans are asking and that many Puerto Ricans should ask for the government to take action.
Whenever there's a disaster, an emergency, most people want to stay where they are. That's what they know. Their families, the places they know, the places they shop, the places they go to school. Sometimes that can't happen. It's a little bit too early to know what the situation is going to be with these earthquakes. But as we have after Maria, if people wind up coming to New York, Catholic Charities will help them. We'll try to figure out how they can get what they need here.
To donate, CatholicCharities.org/Estoy con Puerto Rico, and make sure that it's earmarked Estoy con Puerto Rico. By check to make payable to Comité Noviembre, write on the check Estoy con Puerto Rico, and mail it to our office at 45 East Hartsdale, New York, 105 East Hartsdale.